Hello and welcome to the Zynga Incorporated Case Analysis. First, we want to introduce you to the case analysis team. We are Darla Barnes, Jeff Post, and Melinda McCarty. Darla is an EL specialist for a pre-K through 12 district in Cleburne, Texas, and also an educational consultant. She's been in education for 18 years, working with special populations, and has contributed to this project by collaboratively developing the executive summary and case analysis. In addition, Darla focused on the presentation of the assessment and the external factors and analysis of both the SWOT and BCG matrices. Jeff serves as principal for middle school in Greater Houston area. For the past 18 years, Jeff has worked with students and teachers in both Title I and affluent campuses, and he specializes in dual language programming in schools within schools leadership. Jeff contributed to the executive summary in a collaborative manner and focused efforts on illustrating Zynga's mission and vision as well as summary data. Melinda McCarty is the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction in Sweetwater ISD, a rural mid-sized school in West Texas. She's been in education for 10 years, serving as secondary math teacher for special ed students prior to moving into administration. Also, she has over 20 years of business experience in corporate marketing and publicity in the entertainment sector. Melinda contributed to the executive summary as well and focused efforts on illustrating Zynga's current and future predicted financial position, recommendations for strategic action, as well as summary data. Today's presentation will discuss the following points: Introduction to Zynga Incorporated, the vision and mission, internal and external assessment, SWOT, BCG, and space matrices, recommendations, projected financial statements, and conclusion. References will follow the presentation. Zynga Incorporated was created by Mark Pincus in 2007 with the mission to connect the world through games, and became a publicly traded company a short 4 years later. In 2014, Zynga rebranded their image by releasing the game Empires and Allies as they entered into the mobile action strategy category. Through the online platform Facebook, Zynga's Empires and Allies had almost 40 million users. Since 2014, Zynga's developed well-known games such as Farmville, Poker, Draw Something, and Words with Friends. Zynga's expanded around the world to countries including the US and Canada, India, the UK, Finland, Turkey, and Ireland. In addition, Zynga has programs for university students, including internships and programs designed to invite recent graduates to become a part of the team. Zynga has developed relationships with Facebook and Apple in order to promote their games. Furthermore, the increase in mobile phones over the past 20 years has only increased the market for mobile games. Zynga's creation of games that are considered forever games due to their longevity in the market have continued to make them a household name. So the story continues. Zynga's mission is clear and focused. Some mission statements include cultural diversity and inspirational messages, but Zynga's is clear and focused. Connect the world through games. At this time, Zynga doesn't subscribe to a given vision statement. Now, to improve upon its current mission, Zynga should consider adding a phrase regarding friends and family as the most important customers and the reason in which Zynga wishes to connect people through games. This would improve the organization's mission statement since it would include a philosophical component as well as specific details about who the customers actually are. The vision statement is significant to strategy evaluation as the organizational roadmap and is a living statement open to annual revision. A vision statement that could potentially compel the organization into what it wishes to become might include something like the following. By 2020, Zynga will reach #1 status in our market by becoming the preferred online gaming distributor in this global economy. Internal assessment. The purpose of the internal audit is to examine strengths and weaknesses in a firm's management, finance, operations, research and development, and information systems departments. An audit permits the organization to align strategies for improvement with the mission and vision as well, and can be conducted by the IFE, or Internal Factor Evaluation Matrix. In the matrix that you see here, we see Zynga's internal strengths and weaknesses. Among the most significant strengths to note are the company's ability to compensate its employees at a comparable level and the fact that the organizational health is at its best. However, it's also noteworthy that Zynga's chief officers and board of directors are among the most prominent leaders in the field of online gaming. These internal strengths make Zynga a fierce competitor. However, several weaknesses stand out as well, and they include high reliance on third-party platforms and software add-ons such as Adobe. Zynga heavily depends on its in-game paid advertisements. And this is based on the principle that Zynga games are free, but can create a revenue concern if the bottom line is influenced.
External opportunities and threats, according to David and David, are trends or events that may impact an organization in either a positive or negative way in the future. When looking at Zynga, there were multiple external opportunities and threats identified. These observations were utilized to better understand areas that supported future success and allow for strategic planning. The threats observed were also used to develop strategies and goals to ensure growth through the challenges presented. The market in which Zynga lives is one that includes a growing mobile technology market and global availability of those mobile devices at price points that many customers can afford. These opportunities support the growth of Zynga as they both result in increased user and potential customers. In addition, these new mobile phone users have increased disposable income, which can result in the ability to paying customers for Zynga games. Other opportunities for Zynga include the increase in platform and decreasing price of both third-party storage and hosting. This allows for increased availability of Zynga games to mobile customers. This, partnered with the increase in mobile phone users, supports the company's success. In the last 20 years, not only have mobile phones increased, but a major external opportunity for Zynga has been that more women and seniors have mobile devices and have become paying customers. The popularity of mobile games has continued to increase, and with it, the number of Zynga's users has increased since it was developed. These opportunities, along with the foreign rates exchange remaining favorable and low interest rates, have supported the growth of Zynga. The external threats are trends that could negatively impact the organization in the future. These trends are out of the control of Zynga, but must be considered when targeting areas for growth. The three largest areas of concern are the significant competition, cybersecurity, and the highly competitive market for employees. In the world of online and mobile games, there is significant competition. Mobile games must meet the needs of consumers, and as such, they need to be constantly updated and monitored to stay current, or new games can come in and catch the eye of the customers. In addition, cybersecurity must be up to date and monitored so that the customers feel safe to pay online and information is safe to the Zynga system. The market for online games is competitive when it comes to the marketing to customers, but it is also competitive when it comes to the retention of key employees. Game creators, technology skills, and marketing employees are easily poached by competitors, and as such are vital to create work environment that can retain good employees. Other trends that are a threat to Zynga include government regulation, various tax law changes, natural disasters, and even political issues such as Brexit. Zynga's headquarters are located in San Francisco, and earthquakes are a risk for that building. Furthermore, natural disasters can cause outages from mobile devices and internet, which can directly impact users of Zynga games. Government regulations are always changing and can impact Zynga. Regulations for online games or casino-type games can impact Zynga, as well as regulations regarding privacy and internet. It is important for these regulations to be monitored to ensure compliance in all areas so that the business is not negatively impacted. A SWOT analysis starts with the identification of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which are part of both the internal and external factors evaluations. The analysis team used the SWOT analysis and the external and internal factors to develop strategies that combine strengths and opportunities, strengths and threats, weaknesses and opportunities, and weaknesses and threats to support the growth of Zynga as an organization. Multiple strategies developed that combined identified strengths and opportunities focused on women and seniors. One strategy was the need for a focus on developing games for both women and seniors to tap into a rapidly growing segment of this customer base. Another related strategy included the targeting of women and seniors with higher disposable income as a possible marketing and sales niche. Furthermore, the addition of a compensation package for expert employees in the women and seniors markets, both globally and in the United States, would further support Zynga's success. Strategies that combine strengths and threats were also identified. These strategies focused on leveraging finances and looking for alternative headquarter locations. The first strategy recommends that the use of high cash position to invest in lobbying and political relationships. In addition, this same cash position should be used to expand cybersecurity and virus defense within the organization. Zynga should also explore other locations for its headquarters to avoid natural disasters such as earthquakes and fires. These strategies, along with using top talent and compensation to recruit highly desirable employees, should support the growth of Zynga. The strategies recommended that combine weaknesses and opportunities focus on program development. This includes a strategy to focus on the research and development of the next Adobe Flash to prepare for when the current program is obsolete. There is also a need for the use of income to combat cheating programs and unauthorized third-party users. Other strategies that will support Zynga's growth include growing the international market to expand the small paying player base and developing new advertisers to expand the revenue base in those same markets. The strategies that combine weaknesses and threats include the use of legal resources to combat cybersecurity attacks and viruses. Another strategy is to utilize existing games in the United States and refine those games to remarket them internationally. In addition, Zynga could utilize expansion into international markets to seek new game developers and grow the talent pool. Lastly, Zynga should consider other territories' seasonality to offset the U.S. fourth quarter changes. The Strategic Position and Action Evaluation SPACE matrix is a tool to identify whether a company should utilize strategies that are aggressive, conservative, defensive, or competitive. This matrix is used to determine a business's strategic position. The SPACE matrix was completed for Zynga. A ranking system between -7 and +7 was used to identify the company's position in areas of finance, competition, stability, and industry. The analysis team gave Zynga a financial rating of 4.6, a stability rating of -3.4, a competitive rating of 3.4, and an industry rating of 4.0. These ratings were placed into the SPACE matrix and resulted in the recommendation of an aggressive strategic position. Next, we have the BCG, the Boston Consulting Group matrix. It is utilized by businesses in order to look at the separate divisions of a company and identify market share position and industry growth rate. The case analysis team divided the Zynga organization into two divisions of online games as a whole and advertising and other. The BCG showed that Zynga had an average growth rate in online games, but a low growth rate in advertising.
A primary recommendation for Zynga is the development of a game specifically designed for women and seniors, Zynga's target market. In-game purchases and product tie-ins account for the bulk of Zynga's revenue, and advertising is the other large component. At present, Zynga has games linked to movie and television blockbusters Fast and Furious and Game of Thrones, which are very popular titles but not targeted toward women and seniors. Outlander could provide blockbuster marketing status and generate positive advertising increases, which would bring advertising revenues more in line with the other major revenue generator for Zynga. This intentional development could strengthen Zynga's position financially and within consumer consciousness. A secondary recommendation is for Zynga to develop a replacement software for Adobe Flash, which is expected to be discontinued in 2020 and is used by Zynga to operate games on mobile devices. Zynga would be able to utilize the new product and also create a revenue stream by selling the platform to other users. The reason this is a secondary recommendation is that other companies are likely also trying to deliver a replacement product, and Zynga may not be the eventual replacement. Zynga is in a strong financial position competitively against analyst predictions of upcoming growth rate. Further, the SWOT and BCG analysis suggests that Zynga has the ability to be aggressive due to competitive positioning, so attacking both recommendations is not unrealistic. The cash position is also strong, allowing for flexibility during strategic analysis. Zynga is currently unprofitable. Thus, calculations of earnings per share and earnings before interest and taxes are limited. However, stock analysts predict that Zynga will be profitable within 3 years, and growth estimates of earnings per share exceed industry trends. Additionally, Zynga has historically avoided debt except for its initial startup and last year. In the latest debt acquisition, Zynga's cash went up proportionally, so the move was likely precautionary and cash was not at risk. Zynga has short-term cash reserves sufficient to cover both short and long-term liabilities. Zynga has never paid a dividend, so a stock offering would not create a cash flow burden on the company. Additionally, a stock offering would likely lower the current price per share, which some analysts feel is currently too high, so the split would likely be in line with analysts' expectations. EPS EBIT analysis, therefore, recommends a 50-50 blend of stock and debt to fund any additional projects if needed. Zynga has continued to grow since its development in 2004 and will continue to use a free-to-play business model by delivering entertaining content. Zynga will continue to focus on marketing games to new players, adapting to new technology, developing franchise games, and maintaining customer engagement, among other goals. In the competitive industry such as mobile gaming, it is important for Zynga to stay on the leaderboard. Game development is already part of Zynga's forecasted budgets, so projected financials should remain stable. Aggressive pursuit of Outlander could bolster revenues and market share. Since the company is on the cusp of profitability and has a high cash to short and long-term liabilities ratio, the future is bright, even if they opt to not utilize debt or stock offerings to pursue the primary or secondary recommendations. Next year is a pivotal year. The company is expected to be profitable, and annual growth rates in earnings and revenues are expected to surpass industry and market comparisons. Closely monitoring development of Outlander as well as the Adobe Flash replacement are critical. If a competitive product is delivered to market, Zynga will need to determine whether to continue development of the software or abandon the project and move to another strategic item from the SWOT analysis. In 2019, Zynga's second quarterly earnings showed revenue up 41% and booking up 61% year over year. Forever games, long-lasting games such as Empires and Puzzles, Words with Friends, and Merge Dragons were strong contributors to these numbers. Zynga achieved a record mobile use pay revenue with an increase of 51% year over year. Zynga continues to improve upon the games they have, acquire new games, and make sound investments as a company. Zynga should take the balanced scorecard strategy into account as a process for implementing the aforementioned recommendations. For example, customer feedback survey, polls, and focus groups would gauge actual interest in the Outlander series as a potential Zynga product. Furthermore, developing a replacement product for Adobe products will answer the question of how well the firm is innovating quality products, which directly relates to internal business and learning and growth, key elements of the balanced scorecard.
After analyzing our company's financial information, customer and personnel statistics, and business learning and growth evidence, the team has concluded several noteworthy findings. First, Zynga is a top producer of online social games, and though unprofitable this year, is on the trajectory to becoming a profitable organization as a result of healthy cash flow, avoidance of debt incurrence, and projected stocks growth. Next, Zynga is a competitive corporation that places high value on customers as well as employees. As noted in the IFE, Zynga retains a healthy organizational culture and is able to offer competitive compensation to employees. Additionally, its leadership members are noted as top performers in their fields. Further study of the mission and goals reflect a focus on customers as the reason for Zynga's existence. Finally, we conclude that Zynga will see major changes in player participation if investments in marketing to women and seniors is made priority. Since Adobe products are soon to be discontinued, it makes sense for Zynga to also invest in a replacement product that the company could potentially market to other gaming platforms. We want to thank you again for your time. Once again, the analysis team, Darla Barnes, Melinda McCarty, and Jeff Post.